Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome, thanks for joining me if it's your first time here. I'm Holly Golightly and this is my channel for perfume and all things olfactory exploits. If you have been with me for a while, check out the updates video that I've done so that you kind of have gotten caught up on what's going on. Otherwise, let's jump right into it. Today I'm bringing you a very special review. I'm so excited to be doing this today. You guys, I'm a Taurus and as a Taurus I love luxury, but also as a Taurus I don't really like to leave my comfort zone. Now, the thing that I choose to spend most of my money on as a luxury item is perfume. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you already know that. But it's hard for me to leave my comfort zone without knowing how something's going to smell or work on my skin chemistry. I have fairly troublesome skin chemistry, so a lot of things that are good for the masses don't always work for me. That's why I do have a hard time trying new things unsniffed. Today recently I got to remedy one of those things when I was offered the chance to sample fragrances from House of Matriarch. House of Matriarch is an American indie brand. They are the premier American indie brand and have been for the past 10 years. Their fragrances are elevated beyond just perfumery to high perfumery in a level of quality and sophistication that is probably going to be impossible to put into words. The House of Matriarch perfumes are the creation of their house nose or perfumer, Christy Michelle, and seems like a wonderful person. I've seen some interviews with her, I've read some blog posts from her, and she's clearly just such a great person and so passionate and talented about her craft. It really makes being able to wear these perfumes that much more special, knowing how much love went into them. These fragrances have been crafted from 95 to 100% natural essences. High perfumery is rooted in the rich history of magic and alchemy. It combines all things I love: alchemy, astrology, magic, spirituality, gods, goddesses, and beauty and perfumery. Like, it's basically made for people who love things that have something beyond the surface, some meaning beyond the surface. These are mysterious, powerfully rendered, and recall the craft of apothecary perfumery. Christy Michelle makes each fragrance to the highest standards of beauty and naturalness from the largest fragrance organ in the Western world. Their house, their apothecary, their availability of fragrance components is huge. If you go onto their Instagram or their website or their YouTube page, I'll have them linked down below, you can see pictures and the selection is like jaw-dropping. It's amazing. Rare and even sacred, the fragrances that they have speak to the past but carry us into the future, to the pinnacle of the highest art of perfume making. So I just want to say thank you to House of Matriarch before I get started for allowing me the chance to try these scents, because it was truly one of the best fragrance experiences of my life. So I'm going to insert some pictures of the package of the box before I kind of started rooting around in it. But before I do that, I'll just show you basically how it comes. It came in gorgeous copper packaging with the House of Matriarch logo stamp. Look at the inside, look at the detail of the folding. There's just so much attention to detail here, it's mind-blowing. There's a little card that describes the perfume house. There was a note from Christy Michelle, her handwritten note, which I believe she sends out with every order, and I think that's amazing. That's like, again, so much love. There's a sweet little menu of all of their fragrances they send, which I'm going to read the fragrance descriptions of the ones that I received. And then I also received this Noble Essence, and this is actually a flavor enhancing, I guess it's a perfume. It's a flavor enhancing olfactory spray, good for alcoholic beverages, cocktails, but also for things like water or tea that if you don't drink, you can totally get use out of too. And then I received 5 3.3 mil fragrance sample sizes, and that was only 4. The 5th one got left behind, and there's a couple of extra little cards in the box that describe some of the scents that aren't in the menu. So I'm gonna go ahead and enter in the pictures of my unboxing of how this looked before I started taking stuff out, because it's like a beautiful mail day when you get perfume mail and it looks that good. How can you resist? So anyway, you'll see those now. All right, you guys, so the first thing that I saw was, of course, this Noble Essences. It's a 15 ml spray, and it was packaged like this, and I was like, what's that? I could tell that these were perfume samples. I didn't know what this was. It's in this beautiful black velvet bag. I didn't know what this was. This is the high flavor exotic natural essence for next level beverage crafting. What you do is you take this product, it looks like this. You'll see it in some of my reaction videos in a moment, and you will spray it across the top of your finished cocktail or other beverage to help enhance subtle flavors or give it a more of a twist if there's something that you feel is missing. Christy wrote that she had chosen the cannabis extract for me. It's the Pacific Northwest Cannabis Terpenes, and I have to say, she did a good job. She really nailed it. I'm going to introduce you to this product with another inserted video clip, and I will also have an entire write-up about this particular product on my blog, my perfume blog, that will go along with this video, and that will be linked in the description box down below. So check out me enjoying an amazing olfactory experience unlike anything I have ever tried before. All right, you guys, I'm gonna give the House of Matriarch scent, what is it called? Should prepare it better. The House of Matriarch Noble Essence high flavor a go. I have a vodka on the rocks. It's just vodka. There's no, like, nothing else in there. There's a little bit of water, but that's it. So again, the flavor that I have is, I'm like doing it one-handed. It's in that little slip. And the flavor that I have is the Pacific Northwest Cannabis Terpenes. Again, I don't drink when it's light out. I'm gonna flip the camera around. I put the flash on so you can see. So here is what it looks like. High flavor Pacific Northwest Cannabis Terpenes, House of Matriarch. Okay, So, okay, oh. I don't have any good size beverage glasses. Let's put it that way. Let's put some spritzes in there. Oh, I can smell it. It smells very fresh. Let me go ahead and turn you around again. Okay, again, it smells very fresh. It smells really zesty. Again, it's like a lime almost, but not quite. It's earthier than lime. Lime is much more citrusy than what I have here. But if you like lime zest, you would probably like this. It's not a huge difference. It's not a massively noticeable difference, but it's, especially the fact that you're aerating it in at the same time that you're drinking, it's very pleasant. It removes the kind of ick factor that that alcohol can sometimes have, especially things like vodka or gin or rum, where they're very, they have that alcohol flavor, you know? But when you have this, aerating through, I don't know what the better word to use is, your olfactory senses, pulling it through like you would with a wine, it breathes through and it takes away that, sting. I'm going to give it a second just to see what happens when it sits, and I will be back. Alright, so I'm going to just enjoy the rest of my drink. I still get that really beautiful olfactory experience. It kind of it's smooth. It makes it smooth. That's the word I was looking for. It just kind of eases across your palate. It's really nice. Especially if you don't like straight liquor. If you prefer mixed drinks, if you had something like this and you took it with you, it might make drinking a straight drink, straight up, something straight up, it might make it a little bit easier if you wanted to do that. But yeah, so I'm gonna put you back to the video. All right, you guys, I'm so excited to share more information about the Noble Essence. Check it out on my blog, and let's get into the real meat of what we're here for. That's the perfume. It shouldn't even be called perfume. It's beyond perfume. This is truly, this was an experience that even if I was never able to purchase a full size of these fragrances, I would honestly probably treasure these samples for the rest of my life. They're that good. I'm gonna go in the order that I tried them, and I also have some of my first thoughts and first opinions that I'm going to share with you. That these were my very first reaction thoughts, so I'm going to share those with you as well. I received 5 perfume samples, and I wore each sample at least 2 times because when I first received them, my body chemistry was different due to hormones, so I wanted to make sure that I was testing them more than once so I could get a real accurate description for you guys of how these perfumes wear, how they smell, and just the experience of using them. The first perfume sample I tried that I was drawn to was called Destrier, and it looks like this. I hope, oh my god, I hope that you can see. All 3 of the catalog fragrances have the same sort of copper and black packaging. It's actually part of their aesthetic. The copper is very meaningful in alchemy, and so it's used throughout their perfumery. And then the other 2, I actually switched the lids, I think, on one of them, but the other 2 are a little bit different because one's a new release. It may be a limited edition. I'm not sure. And then the other, I believe, is a limited edition for sure. So as you can see, all of the fragrances are reminiscent of that. Things like sacred geometry are also very important in the house aesthetic and in the crafting of the perfumes, because it's a deep traditional, it's a deep tradition with very sacred and magical history. So back to the fragrances. Destrier was the first one that I chose, because a Destrier was a medieval knight's horse. That was what they would that was what they would ride into battle or jousts, or any time they were going to be competing or clashing against another person. So of course, me being a horse lover, an equestrian, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for that. So my first impressions of Destrier are written down here. I wrote that it opens resinous and leathery. Could imagine the slight scent of a sweaty horse and stable hay. On the dry down, a lovely wood and slight dry green. It's an amazing masculine scent, highly recommended for boyfriends or husbands. Women may find this a bit too deep and masculine for their taste. It lasted for ages. On the second try, or the second time I wore Destrier, I did find that it was not quite as masculine as it was the first time. It did feel a little bit warmer, and the dry down is very warm and fresh. So it is a unisex perfume, but I do think it does tend to lean masculine. I would absolutely recommend this fragrance for a boyfriend, a husband, or any guy in your life, really, because I don't think it would be offensive to anyone. The notes here in the little menu that they've sent are, the Destrier is a leather-based fragrance. It's got hay, clover, sweetgrass, smoky woods, valerian, leather, stables, and bravery. The perfume features 2 beautiful new House of Matriarch propriety accords, drawbridge wood and centaur, and a tincture of horsetail made from the combings of happy horses. When I read that, it was like, oh, no wonder it smelled like a real horse. It's amazing. The quality of the fragrance and the absolutely unique division of scent. It's like you smell each note, but they mingle and they combine so perfectly to just really unify on your skin, that, you know, that first whiff, you get all these different things, and then they blend together in such a beautiful way. I highly recommend Destrier, especially as a gift for a man. I think that, ladies, you will be loving it on him. The second scent I tried was Black Number 1. So again, like, let's hope we can see that. Black Number 1 is one of House of Matriarch's best-selling scents. I believe that in 2018, it was their best-selling scent by milliliter. And so it's obviously good, right? Well, you're right. It's good. What my first impressions, Black Number 1, it started rich and exotic, quite captivating, but very unisex. Unfortunately, it totally died on me. I will try it again in a few days. This is my first impression. Remember, I was writing this as I was wearing the perfume throughout the day. I come back. This is a couple hours later. It didn't disappear. It's back. Very evolving. Wow. The second time I tried it, I wrote this. Black Number 1 reappears as a truly deep, mesmerizing scent that holds close to the skin. Recommended for anyone who wants a true bedroom fragrance or who is concerned about affecting allergies or migraines. If you want a deep scent, but you do suffer from perfume allergies or migraines, any of the House of Matriarch fragrances are a good option. They're designed as natural fragrances. They're designed to be easy to wear, and the scent components do not irritate your allergies. They don't cause migraines. I actually wore one of these fragrances when I was suffering from a migraine because A, I really wanted to for some reason, and B, I did want to test myself to see if it worked. or if it was, you know, not going to affect me any worse than I was already afflicted. I'll get into that. Black number 1 actually started out as my least favorite of the fragrances, and then by the end of the testing period, I would say it's probably, I mean, I can't rank them, honestly. I have a favorite, and then the rest are all so amazing. But this would have been my least favorite, and then it kind of just, it really made itself known. I'm gonna read you the scent notes. There's a reason why it's popular, right? Let's just say that. Black number 1, another leather scent. This worldly and penetrating perfume contains hundreds of exotic natural essences, an unforgetting, brooding, complex, swirling kaleidoscope of a perfume. And it really is. Like I said in my notes, it transforms. It becomes something entirely different every time you wear it. For the first time I wore it, when it was like, it vanished, and then it came back as a really soft, musky, woody scent, and then the second time I wore it, it was much more rich and velvety. It is truly a kaleidoscope of fragrance. It's amazing. The third scent that I tried was Forbidden. Let me see if I can pick which one is Forbidden. There it is. I don't know if you can see. I was so excited by this fragrance, okay? My notes are a beautiful floral. Immediately I smell the tuberose and a nice sweet absinthe. And then, holy bleep, the dry down smells like spicy jasmine vanilla. Really love this one. Super sexy and feminine. Lasted for hours and hours. This is so good, you guys. Forbidden, this is so good. I'm gonna read you the notes. It's a white floral, absinthe and damiana drop into tuberose, wild mushroom, and papyrus, finishing with precious woods, snake leather, and sweet baked earth. First of all, I love an absinthe scent. A nice, sweet absinthe is like, I love it. But this fragrance, dry down to my nose, was so reminiscent of one of my favorite scents from a mass retailer that I'm not going to name because it's an offense to the quality of House of Matriarch. But of course, it's so like, it's that fragrance, but like 10 times better, 100 times better. I have a wish list on the House of Matriarch website already, and it's on there because I need to buy this. I need it in my life, to be fair. I think everyone needs at least one of these fragrances in their life, but we'll leave it there because I don't want this video to go on for hours. The third scent I tried was the fragrance Antimony. Okay, let's see. Hope you can see. Antimony is a limited edition. It is a historical fragrance. It's like luxury and beyond. I have one of the little cards for Antimony, and it describes better than in the booklet, so I'm gonna read from here. This is the smoky eye in fragrance form. Rim your eyes with kohl or anoint yourself with antimony. This alluring talismanic perfume draws from the noble history of cosmetica and the aromatic materials which have been used throughout time to create eyeshadow, the most magical cosmetic of all. The notes are frankincense ashes, henna, palo santo, nasturtium, juniper, galangal, that one I'm not sure of, sandalwood, spikenard, ghee, copal, oud, and precious attars. There was one fragrance that I would recommend, it would be Antimony. But they're all so unique and beautiful. I can't say that I recommend one fragrance. I recommend all of their fragrances. I recommend House of Matriarch. But for me, Antimony stood out as my personal favorite from the selection that was sent. It is so sexy. It is so smoky. It is attention getting without being heavy. Just like that, like one little spritz. I wore that on the sides of my neck and went out to dinner and literally had people like coming up to me to smell me. It doesn't have a huge sillage. It doesn't have a ton of like boom. It's not in your face or offensive. It's light but deep, beautiful, sexy, extremely fragrantly feminine, but at the same time, if a man wore this, no one would think he was less masculine. If you think about in like ancient Egypt, when you see the pictures of men wearing kohl around their eyes, no one thinks of them as less masculine, and that's literally what this is. Although it would be, in my opinion, a more feminine fragrance, it is, as is the majority of the scents that I tried at least. And I think a lot of the scents that they make, it is truly a unisex fragrance. It's to die for. And then the final fragrance that I tested it still is Bonsai. You guys, Bonsai is, oh my gosh. You guys, Bonsai is an experience that cannot be put into words. I'm going to read the little card because this one is not in the menu. It is new, I believe. Seemingly undirected, wild, and natural, Bonsai honors the endless ritual and joy of the Zen garden. Delightfully timeless, bursting specimen conifers are the pathway to the heart of pristine reflection gardens, where you partake in Bonsai's companion ritual, the tea ceremony. There's notes of alligator juniper, black copal, aglaia, chrysanthemum, evergreens, conifers, balsamic woods, incense, and spices. So, it is so green. I have talked about verdant fragrances before, green fragrances, but those were always a damp green, like a wet leaf or a damp earth fragrance. This scent has truly captured the scent of a fresh conifer forest in bloom, and then drawing down to that soft, sweet, leafy tea type of fragrance that it's just extremely refreshing. It's like having a pick-me-up. If you spray this on you at the beginning of the day, the morning, it's like a cold shower. It's a total pick-me-up. I put this on and I asked my friend to sniff me, and he's like, oh, you smell like Christmas trees, but in a good way. And I think that's what I wrote. I wrote Bonsai, fresh, very much like green leaves or fresh forest air, slight incense note to ground it, otherwise this would be too green and a bit muddy. Turns nice and coniferous. A second party said I smelled like Christmas trees, and in a good way. This one doesn't have a long lifespan on me, but my body chemistry eats like perfume does not last long on me. If a perfume lasts more than 3 hours, I know it's a good one. On second wear, I find it to be absolutely refreshing, and it doesn't aggravate my headache at all. Yes, this was the one I put on while I had a migraine, and it didn't affect it. It actually improved it because I felt like I was able to breathe clearer, that I was actually taking lung breaths instead of those shallow chest breaths. It's a beautiful scent, and it should be appreciated. It really should be. And I think that's the kind of outtake, is that these are fragrances that need to be appreciated. They're not for the vanity fragrance fan, not because they're not beautiful. They come packaged beautifully, but because these are luxury perfumes, to the highest component of every inch of them. The packaging, the essences, the way that these are held, the scent components are held in ethanol, distilled in Washington from organic grapes and apples. Like, there's so much care and thought. These are not going to go bad. With proper care, they improve with time, just like fine wine, because they're literally made from the same base as wine. They're just, it's sounds cliched to say that to wear this is an experience, but it truly is. And it is for somebody who is willing to understand the depth and importance of the procedure and the components and the love and the time and the thought that was put into every part of this fragrance. These perfumes are pricey. And when I say pricey, I mean these scents are costlier than most high-end fragrances. A full-size bottle of a House of Matriarch perfume will set me back more than any other fragrance in my collection, and I am willing to pay that because this is perfumery at its finest. This is perfumery at like a level that, you know, that mass market brands can't even begin to want to achieve. It just is. It's a beautiful, beautiful scent. And I mean that just in general. But I don't want you to feel that you're being priced out or pushed out. There's a lot of great ways to try these fragrances that they offer. There's scent sampler packages like this. You can purchase them in a couple of different selections. I believe there's a masculine and feminine version. I believe there's a floral or a wood version. They may be the same thing. And then I think there's seasonal versions. And those are going to run you about the same amount as a traditional mass market fragrance, but it's worth it. In my opinion, I say spend your money on a sample set instead of, you know, that next whatever, you know, brand from wherever. There's 15 ml spray vials. I'm not sure the price points, to be honest. If you are interested, I will link the website and leave you to go investigate what you can and cannot do for yourself. So yeah, so they sell the perfume in several different sizes. They sell the incense cones. They sell the noble essences, which you can read more about on my blog. And there's a huge option. If you want to get into luxury perfume, if you want to get into high-end perfumery, if you want to get away from mass market perfumes and invest your money in companies that are doing things all naturally, doing things independently, there's no better way than to just do it than just to go all in. So anyway, that's my review of House of Matriarch and these fragrances. I give them 5 out of 5 stars. There's absolutely no reason why anyone could not enjoy these perfumes. House of Matriarch, I believe they're considered a creative independent perfume house. So they're truly creating the best of the best. And it's clear that that's the case because from what I've smelled and what I've experienced with the products that I've tried, they don't compare, to be honest. I love a lot of perfumes, but even my expensive perfumes, they don't really compare. So Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I've been so blessed by House of Matriarch to bring you these scents. They were provided for me to review for you so that we can give you more information about House of Matriarch, their fragrances, and their 10 years of being the #1 niche perfumer in America. Like, way to go. 10 years and I never heard about them, right? That's what happens when you get stuck in your comfort zone, and sometimes you need to expand. So I hope that I've expanded some of your comfort zones today. Linked down below, I will have House of Matriarch's website where you can see their entire collection and order online. My blog where you can find out more about the noble essences and what they are, how they work. I will also have listed House of Matriarch's blog. There's a particular post that I want to give you that may help you understand why these fragrances are so special and why that elevates the price point so much. If you're interested in checking out the website or buying a perfume, please go through the link below. There is a discount code, but it is not an affiliate code. By using the link and the code, you are just letting them know where their traffic source is coming from. So if you would click on that link to check out their website, I would be thrilled and appreciative. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Christy and the team at House of Matriarch, for bringing these amazing scents forward. I'm so happy to have been able to review them. So thank you again. And for the rest of you, everyone watching, I will see you on the next one. Bye.